$50,000.
Does One-Eyed Nicky want me to run that to Jimmy the Nose?
It's for my medical bills. I need you to find out what's wrong with me.
Insurance is usually cheaper than that. Cash means there's something to hide.
I'm a captain in the Air Force about to start a new assignment. NASA's Astronaut training program.
I discovered salt and created FM radio.
Something is wrong with my eyes, my ears.
Well, if it's fixable, the Air Force will do it for free. If not, it doesn't matter.
There are 100 applicants ready to take my place who don't need to be fixed. I need to do this off the books. I did the research. You're the best, you break rules, and you don't care about anyone except yourself.
Let's say that's true. You get a new job. Hospital gets a nice wad of cash. What do I get?
I crashed a flight simulator because I started to hear with my eyes.
The aluminum could have been tainted.
Don't care. New patient. 30-year-old female with synesthesia. New rules. You generate a lab report, you shred it. X-ray, you melt it. No notes, no records, nothing. As far as you're concerned, the patient is Osama bin Laden, and everyone not in this room is Delta Force. Any questions?
We're protecting Osama bin Laden?
It's a metaphor. Get used to it. Any more questions?
And you're not even gonna tell us her name?
You think her name might be connected to what's wrong with her? Here's Osama! Now, you all have numbers, so we're gonna do this alphabetically. 8, 15, and 5.
Is the synesthesia new?
Yes.
Any history of similar symptoms or psychiatric?
No, nothing.
Are you on any prescription meds or use any other drugs?
No.
Should we trust her answers?
Do you think I'd pull you off Buddy Ebsen just for a junkie?
Can we trust your answers?
You gotta trust someone, right?
No. Has anyone close to you been sick lately? A family member, a coworker?
No, not that I'm aware of.
2 down, Kitty Carlisle.
You spend much time above 20,000 feet?
Why would you ask that?
People who fly are immobile for long periods. Could be a leg clot that embolized to the brain through a PFO.
It's an unusual choice.
Well, like you said, you wouldn't interrupt Buddy with anything that wasn't.
The patient is a frequent flyer.
The high pressure and oxygen will flush the carbon monoxide from your system. This much oxygen for too long can have some toxic effects, so we'll do this in cycles.
Can I talk to you a second? You're working that thing all the time. Is everything all right? We're supposed to be watching her heart rate and blood pressure.
Yeah, I was until you pulled me over here. I'm sending out a consult on another patient.
Okay.
What? I'm not quitting my old job until I'm sure I've got a new one.
I didn't say anything.
You had a look.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Yeah, I think she's having a heart attack.
No, I just feel a little funny.
Tachyarrhythmia.
Call the code!
Nothing.
Fib. Hey, where the hell's clear? You crazy? You can't use those. We're in a hyperbaric. She's on fire!
Her heart's beating.
And we are so fired.
Who is she?
Is she okay?
She's stable. Who is she?
What did House tell you?
That she is on the run from an international crime syndicate.
That's what he told us.
House may be your boss, but I'm House's boss. You want to work here? I better be okay with it.
Honestly, he didn't tell us anything about who she was.
Her name's Greta Cooper. Wants to be an astronaut, doesn't want NASA to know her brain's getting her ears confused with her eyes. I went through her mail.
3 issues. 1, number 10, you're fired.
She told you?
Well, it had to be someone who went to her home. Number 26 is half asleep, missed his afternoon nap. Obviously, he doesn't feel guilt. Number 2 is here on a visa. She can't jeopardize.
You can't know.
And that chick's been pointing at you since I walked in. Issue 2. What causes synesthesia, high RBC, tachyarrhythmia, and panic attacks?
Slight glucose elevation. It says thyroid.
Baseline thiotropon's 1.1.
1.3.
Whatever, her thyroid's working.
What about her liver? Original ALT levels weren't abnormal, but we're near the edge.
She has patient data on her PDA.
I do not.
I saw the lab values. You said we couldn't write anything down.
I also said I wanted answers.
Liver cancer is the most likely. Paraneoplastic syndrome. We need to do an MRI.
Which brings us to issue 3.
You're saying we can write stuff down?
To you, I'm saying you're fired. To everyone else,
But you said specifically that
I hate tattletales.
She tattled on 10.
Now you tattled twice. Issue 3. Come on, let's go. Issue 3, how do we do tests when we can't do tests?
Dr. Cuddy didn't say we can't do tests. She said we have to chart.
Chart. And we won't get consent. So we can't.
The patient's life may depend on her consenting.
Her dreams depend on her not consenting. So, how do we do tests when we can't do tests? You've got an hour. We need to stress the patient's liver.
You mean make her sick?
I mean, make her sick in a specific way. If her liver is given to malfunctioning, we make it malfunction.
Are we on the other side of wrong here? Don't we have an ethics board that we should consult? Or...
I fired you.
No, you didn't.
He fired you. You're number 6.
No, I'm not. I'm number 9.
I approve of your shamelessness. You're still fired. So how do we stress her liver?
Lying in paperwork I get. Shutting down organs.
We could give her intravenous vitamin D and stick her in a tanning booth. If she goes into a coma, we know it's a metabolic problem.
Nice. Vitamin D is metabolized by the liver and kidneys. It wouldn't tell us which one's screwed up.
We could get her wasted. Give her shots of tequila, measure how long it takes for her to pass out. If it's too fast, then we know her liver's not processing alcohol. It means it's shot.
I like you, number 9.
Why'd you have to pick tequila? I assume a single malt would have worked just as well.
Wasn't our choice.
Okay, 2 minutes, then round number 5. So tell me about the magic underwear.
Is that why you're here?
I'm the big drinker, doing my part for science. The interesting question is why your religious beliefs are suddenly less important than her dreams.
You're reversing your argument?
I know what I believe. Just not quite sure what you believe.
Well, LDS doesn't try to dictate every detail of our lives. When a situation isn't clear, we're encouraged to make our own decisions.
But your judgment was to say no. You used my judgment.
You made a good argument.
Rational arguments don't usually work on religious people. Otherwise, there would be no religious people.
You're an atheist.
Only on Christmas and Easter. The rest of the time, doesn't really matter.
Where's the fun in that? A finite, unmysterious universe.
It's not about fun. It's about the truth.
The truth is, we're having this debate because you want to figure something out about me. What do you got so far?
Greta.
She can't breathe. We need to intubate.
No.
At least oxygen.
NASA will need to know why.
She was having trouble breathing, refused oxygen and intubation.
So you put her on a treadmill.
Records will show that we gave her oxygen as a part of a routine cardio stress test. If she gets to breathe, your boss gets her paperwork.
Whose idea was that?
It's a joint decision.
It never is. So how old were you when your brother left home?
Why do you think that
Why aren't you answering? Did your mother initiate the divorce?
We should probably focus on what's wrong with her lungs.
Are you a Wiccan?
She really can't breathe.
Okay, hold still.
What are you doing?
Auscultatory percussion. If you have a good ear, you can... You didn't have a lot of friends because you chose
hear while you're talking?
You can detect not only structural details, but small, deep masses. game's over. You either have lung cancer or tuberous sclerosis. We need to cut you open and biopsy.
That'll leave a scar. As the doctors will see, they'll know.
I never opened for Springsteen or slept with Barbara Feldon. You can live for years without dreams, without lungs.
Find a way.
Okay? As long as you keep saying it strongly, you won't die.
Fine. Away.